Hey, welcome back everyone. This is Robert Mercer with KC Honda here. Hey, I just wanted to go over quickly the personalized setting worksheet for the Honda Civic with you. That is this lovely thing over here. Yes, it's two-sided. Would you look at that? Very nice, Honda, thank you. So, let's go over some things. If you've already watched my video on the Pilot, it's going to be incredibly similar because this is the same touchscreen. Same display audio system. You can notice that's mostly the same. The layout's a little bit different, obviously. This is a Civic. You know, it has the full LCD screen here. You got all your Honda sensing stuff over there. Some more Honda sensing stuff, heated seats, the nice big storage area. But anyways, this is not a walk-around video. This is a how to configure everything. So, we're going to get started by going into settings. Right there. Actually, first, let me just turn down the fan a little bit more there. There we go. Not the quietest fan in the world on these Civics. So, first things first, if we're looking at the door lock stuff, we're going to go into Vehicle and Door and Window Setup. So, Auto Door Lock. So this is basically the functionality where when you're driving along, you hop in your Civic for the first time since you started the engine, close the door, throw it in drive, start driving, and by default, it's going to lock the doors automatically at 10 miles an hour. Now, you can also set it to as soon as you shift out of park, it'll lock all the doors, or you can turn it off. Now, the shift from park is only an option on the vehicles that have the automatic transmission. Any of the manual Civics will not have this functionality. Personally, I prefer with vehicle speed. I think shift from park is just a little bit too annoying. So we'll leave that right there on default. All right, moving forward, we got the auto door unlock settings right down here. I'm sorry for the paper rustling sound. That's the actual worksheet sitting below me. So by default, it's set so that when you have been driving the car, it's automatically locked, and you bring the car to a stop, right? You put it in park, and then you open your driver door. It'll unlock the rest of the doors all the way around the car. It works. The issue I have with it is that it tends to get a little gummed up, especially if you have a bunch of friends in the car. As soon as you shift to park, that's everyone's clue to just try and jump out of the car. So instead, I prefer to set it to all doors when shifted. Oops, that's not the button I wanted. All doors when shifted to park. So as soon as you put the vehicle in park after you've been driving it, it unlocks all the doors. Your other options are all doors when ignition switched off, so when I turn off the car down here, or just turn the whole thing off. Okay, key and remote unlock. So this basically determines how the doors unlock when you get out of the vehicle, or when you hit the unlock button on your key fob, which doors open. So by default, pressing the unlock button, and I'm actually digging through my pockets right now to find the key fob for this car, pressing the unlock button, there it is, pressing the unlock button here, pressing this once, will trigger the car to unlock just the driver door with this default setting. Pressing this twice will always unlock all of the doors. So I usually just leave it on default, that way you have that option. You know, whether you want to just unlock one door or all of them. Okay, so moving right along, we're going to come out of this screen and we're going to go into the keyless access setup. The first thing is the door unlock mode. So with the driver's side door, when you put your, that's my hand, there we go. When you put your hand inside the driver's side door handle, does it unlock just the driver door or all the doors? I prefer to leave it set to the driver's side door only, simply because if you have someone, like let's say you're in a parking lot, it's late at night, you don't want to unlock all the doors because you don't want some random person jumping in the car with you, right? Right. So we'll leave that on default. Now, this next one is one that I never understand why Honda doesn't set this up by default. And just have to find it in here. I think it's back under door and window setup. Yes, walk away auto lock. So what this will do is as soon as you walk about more than 5 feet away from the car, it'll automatically relock the doors for you, as long as there's no, as long as there's no key fob in the car, basically. So I'm going to turn that on. It's a really handy feature to have. Just never having to worry about, hey, did I lock my car when I walked away from it? It's just super handy. So okay, that's turned on there. Next up, we're going to come out of this vehicle settings menu and we're going to actually go into the driver assist system setup. So the first thing we're going to look at is the lane keeping assist suspend beep. Okay, I highly recommend turning this on. As you know with the Civics, or you may know, you do have LCAS. You can see the two horizontal lines that just popped up right there. So that's telling you that the car is not locked onto the road, because obviously we're not moving. It only functions above 45 miles an hour, and I'm sitting in a parking lot with no road lines. So what the lane keeping assist suspend beep does is, if the vehicle is locked onto the road lines and you reach a part where it loses track, right, it'll beep to let you know. And so here we have that turned on. We want to make sure that that's set to on for you guys, the customer. All right, the next one is the adaptive cruise control forward vehicle detect beep. This I highly, 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 highly recommend leaving this feature off. And the reason for that is it will drive you insane. Every single time you have the adaptive cruise turned on and someone gets in front of you, the car is going to beep at you, and it's really irritating. So we are going to set that to off. Yes, off has been selected. Cool. Okay, next up, audio controls. How we use the steering wheel mounted and in-dash audio controls. Yeah, great. All right, so let's go to home, and then let's open up audio right there. We'll hit source. Let's switch over to FM just because that's easier for most people. So we've kicked over onto FM radio now. The first thing that I'm going to show you is how to set a preset. So right now we're on 105.3. You can see right there where that -1 is. That's telling us that we're on the HD1 channel. You saw a second ago it was also showing HD1. Right now there's just where I sit and where my dealership is, it's a little hard to pick up some radio sources, so it's going to flip back and forth a little bit. So we're going to press and hold the 1 button. Hey, look, we set a preset. Pretty cool. And then we can swipe. It doesn't work on the Civics. We can press the little arrow right there, and it skips us to our next set of presets. So there's no more FM1, FM2 on the Civics with the touchscreen. Next up, how do you change the volume? Well, in the Civics, you have this little thingy right here, right? You swipe up to turn the volume up. You swipe it down. Excuse me. Oh, because I hit the home button. Yeah, okay. You swipe it up to turn the volume up. You swipe it down to turn the volume down. And then you can also swipe here. Oop, let's turn that off before I get a copyright strike. And you can swipe over here on that actual system there. The next thing you can do is you can come over here to your steering wheel mounted volume controls. So if you can see, let me angle this a little bit, there we go. So as I turn the volume up here and turn the volume down here, it's changing the actual volume setting. What you'll notice is I can't swipe my finger up and down this panel anymore to change the volume. Honda got rid of that because when people were driving, they'd swipe their palm across it and it was getting messy. Now, in order to skip between stations, I can just press the left or the right button and it's going to skip between my available stations. And you can see I can also press and hold, and that'll actually skip me, it'll do a seek functionality. Now the up and the down arrows, those will actually change my audio source. So I can go Sirius XM, AM, FM, etc. And it'll only go through your currently connected audio sources as well. If you want to change the source over here, you just come over here, press the source button, and you can see all your source options right there. Pretty cool, right? At least I think so. Okay, in order to pair a compatible smartphone. Now, I'm going to show you the computer half of this and just part of it because obviously I'm recording this on my smartphone and I don't have a spare one around here anywhere. So we're going to go into settings, and this is the long, complicated way to access it, but it's easier for this purpose. Bluetooth device list. Add Bluetooth device. Now, when you do this, you want to follow these screen's instructions. So like on an Android phone, you'd open your settings up, you'd go into your Bluetooth settings, and you'd see the little line that says your phone is now discoverable. On iPhone, you go into settings, go into Bluetooth settings, and it'll say your phone's now discoverable. So you hit continue. It's going to search for and find your phone, and then it's going to connect to it. It's going to give you the option to connect to it right over here. Press the button. It'll ask you to verify the pairing code. It'll show a code up here and a code on your screen. And you verify that those are correct, and you're good to go. The easiest way to do it, too, you can see no entries exist. The easiest way to do it, in all honesty, is actually to use Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Hello, smartphone. There we go. If you connect to Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, it's going to automatically connect your phone via Bluetooth as well. So if I come down here, all right, come on. Sorry. Down here. This USB port that's underneath here, if I close this little panel, you see it has a little smartphone icon on it. Excuse me. Sorry, that's my knee. All right. There we go. That little smartphone panel you plug the square side of your USB into that, plug the other end into your phone. On Android devices, you'll have to install the Apple CarPlay map in the Google Play Store. On a device like on an iPhone, you just plug it in and it just goes. Really simple. Okay, other things. Okay, remote transmitter. This thing. Do not put this behind your phone. If you do, the car may not be able to recognize it because the FM interference may get involved. And your trunk release, if you're ever wondering, or your hood release latch is down, all the way down here. That little thing right there. This is your trunk release on vehicles so equipped. There is no gas tank release. You just, if the vehicle's unlocked, you just press it on the gas tank cover, and it'll open itself up for you. All right, so that is a quick rundown of the personalized settings worksheet. Honestly, your salesperson, if you're buying a car, should go over a lot more of this with you. But I like to do this just so it's out there and so you guys don't feel left behind. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. It's been fun. Yeah, this thing's a lot of fun. And yeah, have a great day. Bye now.